Have you ever made baked Alaska? If you haven't, do not be intimidated. I know it looks complicated, but it's really not. It's only a few components, and it's entirely up to you how you make them and what flavors there are. So this is stop 49 out of 50 in this 50 video dessert series where I've made every state dessert in America. So when it came to Alaska, it was pretty difficult because Alaska didn't really have a designated state dessert, which a lot of them haven't. And Alaska was a little more difficult because I really couldn't find much, honestly. And what kept popping up was baked Alaska, because even though while this dessert did not come from Alaska, it was dedicated to Alaska when the United States purchased it. So I figured, why not make it? It's such a show-stopping dessert, and you will see why. The full recipe is in the description, so make sure you go check that out. And before we get started, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can join me every week for new recipes.
All right, so I took an easy way out here. I'm using a good store-bought ice cream, whatever flavor you like. I'm going with classic vanilla. And I have this little dome cake mold that's just gonna help create that kind of dome shape with the ice cream. And then I have a 6-inch layer of chocolate cake. My recipe for this is in the description, so don't you worry if you want to use it. It is there for you. So we're gonna put that on top of the ice cream and then wrap it tightly so the ice cream maintains that nice dome shape in there. Then we're just gonna double wrap it and freeze it for a few hours so it stays nice and solid. When it comes to the meringue, I'm actually gonna make Swiss meringue because it's more stable. So you just heat egg whites and sugar in a heat-proof bowl over gently simmering water, keep that heat low, and just stir until the sugar's just dissolved. You don't need to heat this to a certain temperature. You don't want it to get too hot, you just want to dissolve the sugar. So once it is at that point, pour it into the bowl of a stand mixer with the whisk attachment, throw in about 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar and a pinch of salt, beat on a high speed until your meringue forms, which can take up to 10 minutes because this does need to cool as it whips as well. So once it's all the way whipped, we're gonna add in our flavoring. So you can add in whatever flavor you like. I'm gonna go classic vanilla here, but if you wanna add some coloring or melted chocolate, that is totally up to you. Once you've got your nice stiff peaks, we're going to unwrap our ice cream and cake combo there and just spread the meringue all over to fully seal it. You can use a spoon to make little swirls and divots if you want, or you can just leave it spread on there. So what I'm doing here is I put some whiskey in a pan and I blowtorched it to make it set on fire. You don't have to do this obviously, but this creates such a cool effect. And no, I did not burn or damage anything in my kitchen. The fire toned down, it was just fine. You can just torch the meringue if you want. This just adds an extra layer of flavor and theatrics that I really, really love. But nonetheless, it's a really special dessert.
So when you break it down into a cake, an ice cream, and meringue, you can see it's not complicated. You can use your favorite box mix cake if you want to make it easy. Get a good store-bought ice cream, which means the only thing you're really making from scratch is the meringue. Or if you want to really wow whoever you're making this for, make your own favorite cake recipe, make a solid ice cream, and then pair it with the meringue. You can flavor these however you like. If you want to flavor the meringue with some different extracts or even give it some food coloring, if you want to make a different flavor ice cream, different cake, the combinations are endless. So this is a really versatile dessert because you can flavor it in so many different ways. And it's just so fun to see that layer of ice cream, the layer of cake, and the torched meringue around the outside. Obviously, playing with fire is difficult, so if you are a child watching this, please do not do this at home without the supervision of an adult figure, please. And of course, if you don't want to use alcohol or just risk torching the alcohol and pouring it, you can always just use a blowtorch on this meringue. It will look just as good. I just love the theatrics of this. I first saw it at Burns Steakhouse in Tampa, Florida a long time ago when my dad took us there. It was one of the most amazing meals ever. They had baked Alaska as a dessert and they poured torched brandy over it at the end, and it was something I will never forget, which is why I was so inspired to do that again today. And if you want a really special treat to wow friends for a nice event, then this is the thing for you. One of the reasons, and there are many, that I like to do the torched brandy or whiskey is because you get the deep, rich flavor of whatever liquor you're using without the alcohol from it because it's burned off. So you're not really consuming any alcohol, but you're getting all the flavor of it. And when you pair the chocolate cake with that whiskey flavor and the vanilla ice cream, it is such an incredible flavor combination. So freaking good. Once again, recipe is in the description if you'd like to make this at home. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and catch me for our 50th and final episode in this 50 video series where we've made every state dessert in America. I will see you guys next time.